everyone, and good Thursday evening. It's weather for Weather Geeks time. It was a fantastic day, as promised today, and we've got more pleasant weather in store for Friday, but a few interesting things to discuss this evening, so let's get right to it. Now that we're into the month of September, we can talk a little bit more about some of the climatology in this month, and in recent years, September's been, for the most part, pretty warm, with the exception of last year. Last year was just a hair warmer than the average. It was a cooler September compared to the previous 5. We've had some very toasty ends to the summer season and start of the autumn season from 2015 through 2019. I'm expecting this September to be a little more like last September. We probably aren't going to finish at +4 or +5 this month. We'll probably finish maybe close to average, and depending on how things go in the second half of the month, maybe even cooler than average if the pattern that we'll see for a lot of the first half of the month does indeed continue. When we talk about the 30-year averages, you may remember back in the springtime, our new 30-year climatological averages were updated, now covering the 30-year period 1991 to 2020, and it's warmed up in just about every month. And September, especially those daytime highs, one of the months that has warmed the fastest, only really trailing May and December. It's in third place, ahead of January. January's in fourth place on that list of fastest warming months in recent decades. Now, precipitation, it's kind of the other side of the coin here. A lot of our months are significantly wetter than they used to be. And while September is wetter than it used to be, it's not by a very big margin. It's actually the month other than June, which has seen the slowest rise in precipitation. We've had a few months that are a little bit drier than they used to be, May, July, November. But of the months that we've gained a little precipitation, we've gained a pretty modest amount in the month of September. Well, it was on this date, 15 years ago, that we had our coolest high temperature on today's date, and our coolest high temperature for a Canfield Fair day since at least the mid-60s. The high was only 58. We had, I think, 0.88 inches worth of rain on this date back in 2006. We did a lot better than that today, although it was a cool start. 51 this morning, 5 degrees cooler than average. Nowhere near that record. That record set 20 years ago today. It was 41 degrees. 74 was the high water mark today. 5 degrees cooler than the average. All right, banner says Niles, but this is actually, of course, Youngstown. We're overlooking Stambaugh Stadium and the YSU campus, as YSU is taking the field this evening under a crystal clear sky and very comfortable conditions. In fact, long sleeve shirts are going to be appropriate before the evening is through. Real quick recap of what happened to the east after I recorded Weather Geeks last evening. A historic flood event really became amazing once it really got underway in New York City last evening. You may have seen on some of the national news shows and cable shows and maybe the Weather Channel some of the footage. Just biblical rainfall totals across this area, and you zoom in on New York City and especially Staten Island and over towards the Newark area, you get into some of these teal colors. I mean, this is 9-10 inches worth of rain, and this fell in a handful of hours. There were a couple of instances where 3 to 3.5 inches of rain fell in 1 hour. That happened in Central Park in New York City, and also across the river over into Newark, at Newark Airport in New Jersey. Over 3 inches worth of rain in 1 hour. The subway systems were flooded. The entire system was just overwhelmed. Streets became rivers. And actually, this happened earlier in the day in parts of eastern and southern and southeastern Pennsylvania. And then it really kicked into high gear up into New York City in the evening. Thankfully, what's left of Ida is finally off the playing field. We can forget about Ida. We have a clear sky. We had severe clear conditions today in much of the eastern U.S. This is our next weather maker out here. It's producing a severe weather threat in the Plain States this evening. This is a weak cool front that may bring us a couple of showers before the weekend is through. Boy, a real chill in the air tonight. Last night was chilly. Tonight, even cooler. There's going to be some sheltered valley locations. The Mahoning River Valley, the Shenango River Valley, some of the other low-lying spots. You could see a 43 or 44 in some backyard thermometers tomorrow morning. On average, upper 40s, but again, the cooler spots, you'll have no trouble, I think, getting down to 44 or 45 as Friday gets underway. So at the bus stop tomorrow morning, and as you're heading off to work, you'll definitely need to bundle up briefly. We're going to return to the 70s in the afternoon. High school football forecast for Friday evening. Looking good. It may actually turn mostly cloudy for a few hours Friday evening, but they will be unproductive clouds. Temperatures at kickoff in the middle and upper 60s, 61 at halftime, and we'll slip into the upper 50s by the end of the games Friday evening. Saturday starts with some sunshine as high pressure gives us a little visit, but that high pressure system sliding off to the east will allow a steadily thickening cloud deck by Saturday evening, and well after dark, I think we might see a couple of showers rolling through. I think this would be after Canfield Fair closes for the evening, but we might have a couple of showers as early as maybe 11 p.m. to midnight, 1 a.m. into Sunday morning, and that chance for a spotty shower will be in our forecast Sunday with this front in the vicinity. The highest chance may be before, say, 1 or 2 p.m. Rest of the afternoon into the evening, more than likely going to be pretty dry. And overall, that dry trend will continue into much of Monday. Temperature-wise this weekend, a little below the average again, 77 Saturday, 75 on Sunday, and we'll be in that same neighborhood on Labor Day on Monday. A quick check of the 6 to 10-day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, showing no warmth or abnormal warmth or high heat in our region. It's going to be blazing hot in the Intermountain West, but around here I think you can expect a lot of 70s in our forecast for the middle of next week through that following weekend as well. I do think, as I mentioned in previous videos, we are going to see a warmer pattern trying to build in as we transition into that second half of September. Thank you for watching this evening's weather for Weather Geeks. Enjoy this beautiful Thursday evening, and have a great night.